Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is Eduard speaking. Welcome to the last breakfast call of this year, 2019. Thank you very much for joining this call. I hope you can hear me well. Well, this is the menu of today. Like every month, we will focus on one tool. So it can be an incentive, it can be a section of the compensation plan, for example. And this month, for this last call, we will focus on the advantages of the enrollment order. And I will show you a very simple example to show what you can earn by enrolling big. Today, the 18th of December, is our last day of the Christmas promotion, so the gift of ASEA. So you have until today, 10 p.m. Central European time to order, so take advantage until tonight. Our next event, so our 2020 European Conference and Envision, is already taking place at the end of next month, end of January. And today we have the chance not to have one, not to have two, but the privilege to have three special guests with us. We have this morning with us in the call Triple Diamonds Sissel Andersen, Diamond Executive Morten Andersen, and Platinum Executive Zoltán Várnai. We just come back from our incentive trip in Finland. This was very cold. I believe you can hear this from my voice, but this was also very beautiful. And this trip was full of experiences and full of memories. So Sissel will share with us her experience of the trip. Zoltán will share the power of the passive income, and I believe, and I think we can all agree on this, that Zoltán is the best example, because guess what? Zoltán reached the platinum level once while he was in Finland, and no meeting took place. So Zoltán, congratulations again for this brilliant achievement. And Morten will finish this call by telling you how to use incentive and events to convince people to join ASEA. But before listening to them, I would like to share some words with you about the advantages linked to the enrollment order. So as you know, we have different categories. We have 3 different levels of enrollment benefits. So let's keep it as simple as possible. The more you order, the more samples and the more advantages related to the loyalty points you get. For example, if you order for 200 PV for your first order, you get 6 sample tubes, you get 10 extra loyalty points, and you start your loyalty points rate at 5%. So let's take an example now to show you why it is relevant and why everyone need to consider to enroll with more volume. So I will not tell you today why you should not only consider our product for 2, 3, or 4 months only. There are very good product training for this, and this is not the purpose of today. And I would rather like to focus on the economic perspective. So of course, both goes together, but let's focus and let's talk today on what you can earn financially when you enroll big. So let's have 2 scenarios. Let's say John enrolls Patrick. So in other words, John is the sponsor and Patrick is the new associate joining ASEA. In the first scenario, Patrick will order for 400 PV enrollment order, and he will have 150 PV auto ship. In the second scenario, let's say that Patrick order with only 150 PV, first order, enrollment order, and also with 150 PV auto ship template. So in the first scenario, with the 400 PV order, the sponsor, John, will earn $80 fast start bonus. Patrick, as new associate, he will receive 12 samples. Remember the table from the previous slide. So this is more or less the equivalent of 70 euro. He will receive an extra 50 loyalty points. So this is the equivalent of 65 euro. And on top of this, because he placed the first order of 400 PV and a 150 PV auto ship. After 1 year, if you do the calculation, well, first he will start at a rate of 10%, and after 1 year, if you do the calculation, he will accumulate 232 loyalty points because he placed such enrollment order and he has such amount of PV in his auto ship. On the other side, let's take the second scenario now with 150 PV enrollment order. So as a sponsor, John does not earn $80, but only $30 fast start bonus. And as a new associate, Patrick received 6 samples. So this is the equivalent of €35. He received 10 loyalty points. So this is the equivalent of €13. And Patrick will start his loyalty points rate at 5% instead of 10% in the first scenario. So again, if you do the calculation after 1 year, he will accumulate 202 loyalty points. So what does that mean? If you do the calculation again, both the sponsor, so John, and the new enrollee Patrick, will earn more, correct? So there are advantages both for the sponsor, but also for the new associate. And me personally, I can only encourage you to have a long-term perspective in your enrollment strategy. The enrollment order here at ASEA is a key in how fast, but also in how many free products the new associate will be able to pretend to. So here you can see with those 2 scenarios, you as a sponsor, so in this example, John as a sponsor, will earn €45 more faster bonus if the new person will order for 400 PV instead of 150 PV. So this is for the sponsored. And with those 2 scenarios, we talk about €126 more for Patrick after 1 year if he enrolled with 400 PV instead of 150 PV. So this is, I think we can all agree that this is not a small amount. This is more or less the equivalent of 1 case ASEA for free after 1 year. So, well, I wanted to give you this simple example to let you know, and I can see that also many new associates are joining us in this call this morning. So this is how our enrollment perks, what we call enrollment perks, so the advantage linked to your first order, are working here for ASEA. The second topic of the menu of today is our Christmas promotion, our European Christmas promotion. So last month, I said that this is the perfect promo for you to share our technology with your friend and with your family when Christmas is approaching. So this promotion is the equivalent of €120 of free products. And as I just mentioned in my introduction, you have until tonight, 10 p.m. to order and to benefit from this promotion. So how does that work? This is again very simple. If you order 8 bottles of ASEA, you get 2 tubes of Renew 28 for free, and you also get 6 sample tubes of Renew 28 for free. And this is exactly the same if you order 8 tubes of Renew 28, you get the same product for free, meaning the 2 free tubes and the 6 free sample tubes of Renew 28. So until tonight, 10 p.m. So do not hesitate to communicate again with your teams, with your group. This is the last promotion of the year, of course, and you don't want to miss this one. The next topic is our 2020 conference in Lyon. So we are now end of December. The event takes place at the end of January, beginning of February. So this is very soon. So I would like to go over the detail with you again. So we will start the Friday afternoon with the TOS Academy with our founder, Tyler Norton. And Saturday and Sunday will be training session, of course, from field leader, but also from the corporate side. And our highlight, I believe you're all aware of this, is the launch of our new product, Omega. So the first time Omega will be purchasable will be in Lyon. So this is another very good reason, on top of all the training and on top of the networking, to attend this event. The price is at $69 to 65 euro. If you are a new associate, you have a $20 discount. The only thing you need to do is to call the associate support to benefit from this discount. Another very important topic is translation. If you need translation, we provide translation from 50 requests, but we need absolutely to have this request before the 10th of January. So please, again, talk to your team members and ask them to register as soon as possible, especially if they need translation, because after January 10, we will not be able to guarantee a translation after this date. So that's it from my side, and I would like now to invite our triple diamond Sissel Andersen to share her experience about our incentive and about the trip in Winter Wonderland. So Sissel, please.
Thank you everybody. So first of all, I've been asked to try to paint a picture for you what we experienced in 4 days. I'm going to paint that in 15 minutes for you, and I have some pictures to show. But before I do that, I want to thank Madis, especially Madis and the team, because this trip was so incredible. And no matter how many pictures I show and how many words I add to those pictures, you will never ever understand how spectacular this trip was, because you were not there. I know that there are people in the teams that didn't participate, and I really hope that you won't miss out on any of these chances again. So I've counted. This was my 7th totally free trip with ASEA, and every trip has been better than the last trip. And I can assure you that the next trip is also going to be spectacular, even better, according to Madis. So I will share my screen, and I will start my go through here from the beginning, because I wanted you also to see the criteria, because there are quite a few new people in the team. And the details was, in 24 weeks, all associates in all European open markets could participate. There was no rank requirements, and it was based on PGV3. We were going to Sariselka in the northern Finland, and I know for some people in Norway that was not very, what should I say, appealing, because they live out in the snow Winter Wonderland already. So some of the people, at least in my team in the northern part, they said thank you, but no thank you. And I hope they will regret when they see how fantastic it was. So what is PGV3? Well, it's you and the 3 first levels you recruit. So everybody you self-recruit sponsor is your first line. Everyone your first line sponsor is your second line. Everyone your second line sponsored is your third line. And it's regardless where these people fall in the binary tree. So the product sales from these first 3 levels on your personal sponsorship tree is equal to the PGV3. So what ASEA did, they took the 24 weeks before we started the campaign and saw how much volume we all had. And we all had our unique base volume. And we needed to increase that number with certain volume. In order to get first place, you needed to increase that with 48,000 points. That was only 2,000 points extra a week than what you had done the last 24 weeks. And I'm showing you this because I want you to understand how easy it is when the next campaign is going to be promoted, because we know there will be another campaign for Europe next year. And I'm showing this also because I've heard that some people say, oh, because you have such a big organization, it's much easier for you. And this picture shows you it is not much easier, Because if you wanted, for instance, first place, and the base volume was, let's say, 20,000, you had to increase the volume, PGV3, with 48,000 points, and altogether have 68,000 points in those 24 weeks the campaign went on. That was an average weekly 2,833 points. So that was for a person with not too big organization. But let's say you had a big organization and your base volume was like 500,000. You still needed to have incremental increase with 48,000 points. That meant that you weekly had to have average 22,833 points. So I want you to understand when the next campaign is launched in Lyon, I want you to understand it's maybe even easier if you have a small organization or if you're brand new than if you have a large organization. So enough of that. I want to show you the pictures. So we all landed in Ivalo Airport, very small airport, and we went to the Santa's Hotel. We were picked up at the airport with buses, big buses, small buses. We were 100 people, and I'm not quite sure from how many markets in the European market we were, but we know that 22 countries are open in Europe, so we were a lot of different nations here. So staying at the Santa's Hotel. We woke up in the morning to this. This was what we looked out through the window. And the light was just very, very nice. So this is from Tuesday in the morning and the midday. This was the most daylight we could have in this area at this time of the year. And of course we went for travels, walks around in the village, very nice village. And then the sun started to set again. So it's very short days there. The first evening was the program started with the Tuesday dinner, and we were greeted with from Jörg and his wife Sonja, and of course amazing Madis and her team. We were sitting in different tables, filled the room with excited people that had been traveling this day or the day before. We were from many nations, and they came even from the Caribbean, because you know France has some islands in the Caribbean, and right now my mind is totally blocked with what the country is, but
they came from Martinique.
Martinique, thank you. And they were so excited. Some of them had never ever touched snow before. So we had a very, very nice dinner, 100 people here. Beautiful food, very, very nice treatment. And then Wednesday morning, we were going for safari, Lapland safari, and all hundreds needed to go into this building here and get our helmets and gathered outside. And then we walked over to the snowmobiles. And we drove into the woods, and we did not know where we were going. It was already starting to get a little bit darker, so we needed to have the lights on. And some people were more happy than others. Zoltán Várnai and Annette, they were so happy about this snowmobile trip, and I know also Jörg and a lot of others were. So this was an exciting trip. We were all in one line, and in the middle of the wood, look, we were in Santa land, and this was what Santa had left in the woods. And then we ended up at the reindeer farm, where we could feed the reindeer with mouse. I'm not sure if that's the name. And in the middle of the left picture here, you see Tyler Norton also taking picture of the reindeer. He had his family there, 3 children and his wife. And Tyler is always a joy to be together with. And we were so fortunate to have him with us on this trip. You can see you couldn't distinguish people from each other because we all wear the same thermosuits. And then after we had fed the reindeers, we went into this very nice cottage where the fire was burning, and we had another extremely good meal with reindeer casserole. Really, really nice. And then Santa came. He was looking for his trolley with the packs, and we could tell him where he could find it. So hopefully he's on his way again now with his sledge with the packages. And then we're heading home again, and you can see it's already dark. And then we had a couple of hours rest in our hotel rooms, and then we went for dinner. We were picked up in buses, and again we had to wear our thermosuits, and then the buses broke down in the middle of nowhere. Fortunately, we saw some lights, so we started to walk down to these lights, and the closer we came, the more magical it became. And isn't that strange that the buses broke down just in front of this miraculous, fantastic place? And the closer we came, everything started to go together. So this was where we were going to have dinner Wednesday night. So this is made of ice. It was really, really out of a fairy tale. And when we came there, you should have heard the noise and the sounds also. There was a wolf howling. There was a very dark, manly voice from the woods speaking about older times, and just amazing. And when you go on trips like this, and Tyler Norton is with us, of course there will be some pictures taken with different angles, and we got something to drink. Very interesting. Lasse, he took the glass in his bare hand, and it's made from ice. So this was really, really cold drinks. And then we could just throw away the glass when we had drunk the drink here. And this is how it looked after. Nothing was spared. It was very, very good. Thursday, another safari, now with dogs. We all looked the same again because we still have the thermosuits on. And it was just an adventure. Very, very nice. We have, of course, I could have showed you so many pictures, but how many pictures can you show in 15 minutes? So after the sledge tour, where I can go back, we were 2 and 2 on each sledge, and we drove half the distance, and then we swapped. So this is Marit and Ragnhild. And then we went into this building. Another fireplace was burning. We had some hot berry juice, and we heard about the dogs, the sledge dogs, how they're raised, how they're treated, and we even saw some of the puppies. And again, we have people from Martinique in the back there. They were also so excited, just as the Norwegians and the English and the Irish and everything. So Thursday dinner, after this dog sledge trip, then we were again picked up with buses, and we were taken to this. Again, out of a fairy tale in my world. This was a magical place again. And we had a very, very nice dinner. This is 5 nations. We have Spain to the left, then we have originally from Peru, we have me, Norway, we have Lisbeth from Holland, we have from Germany, and again with a pink jacket is also from Norway. It's so nice to meet people. We, of course, in the team, the left picture there are some in my team, some of us. We were gathered in the room, of course, trying to bond even more and make strategies for the coming year. And of course, some of us also took the advantage of taking pictures together with Tyler. And I don't know if this what was inspired you, Zoltán and Annette, but anyway, you did platinum this week when you were there. So hope I have been able to paint some of the experiences in your heads, because I wouldn't miss this opportunity no matter what. I will work for it. And as you saw in the beginning, it's not a lot of work to do. You just need to do a little bit extra. And I mean, we're going to have a growing business anyway. So why not just put the extra in there and maybe involve your team as well.
Thank you very much, Sissel. Thanks for sharing and putting all those pictures together. This was a very nice experience. So as you said, if you miss this trip, do not miss the announcement in Lyon, because we will announce not only the dates of the 2020 incentive, but also the location. This is a secret until Lyon, so you must come to Lyon to know more about the next trip. So Sissel, thanks again, and I would like to invite now Zoltán to share about the power of passive income. Zoltán?
Thank you so much, Eduard. Sissel, I love the presentation, and when I see the pictures, it's just, wow. It was so much worth it to come over. And then some people, like the Norwegian business partners, you know, who would never think to go this kind of destination, because you are living in the country like next door to Finland, and you have very similar environment in the country. But you know, but when you are spending your time with like-minded people, and you are resonating with the same type of people, that's so enjoyable. That's so, you know, you love every second of this. And then that was very well organized. This trip was really amazing. Okay, so thank you for the invitation and thinking about me. And that it was just a luck, actually, because it was decided before I went platinum that I will be the speaker with you. And then it was just the luck that then this week, last week, sorry, when we were in this trip, we qualified for platinum. And then actually from Monday to Friday, I didn't do any work. Because Monday, my mother-in-law came to mind the kids, and Monday we were preparing. On Tuesday we went to a trip, and we came back Friday night. So for almost the whole week, we didn't do any meetings. We didn't do any any activity. Despite of sending some pictures to the team, so we were motivating, I'm sure, the team that we are there, and we spent time with the leaders from all over from Europe, and also with the founder, with Tyler. So beside the motivation, we didn't do anything else, actually, building the business. So we went platinum. So I want to share with you the slides, what I do in my presentation. And this is one piece of the cake when I explain it to people, 4 different kind of lifestyles. I'm not saying all the people are in this category, but I say most of the people very similar, just to demonstrate actually the kind of lifestyle people living. So the first category of people living in the lifestyle, they make plenty money, but actually they are very busy to make that plenty money. So typically solicitors, doctors, self-employed people, successful business people are usually, if they are successful, of course, they make plenty money, they have a good income, but they are very busy, and they work many hours, a lot of hours to make that kind of income. I want to give you an example of this first slide. I want to give you an example that I have a friend, and then the wife told me the story. I would never think about this, actually, because I'm not a normal self-employed person from a normal self-employed business or normal business. So my friends told me that they went for holiday in this summertime, and her husband is a very successful businessman who is working in a construction business, and he makes a lot of money. He is very successful financially. And they went for the holiday for 1 week. The wife said to me that the whole holiday was full of stress from his husband, because his husband was always calculating not how much is the holiday cost. He was always calculating how much money he couldn't earn, because for 1 week he didn't work. And he was keep telling and keep reminding the wife that how terrible it is that all the money is not coming into the bank account during this week, because he's on holiday and he cannot drive his trucks. So this is one example. Another example is one of my business partners who is a taxi driver in London and makes very good money. And then I was asking him to organize meetings and do some presentations. And he said he cannot do a lot of meetings and presentations with the business because he is going for holiday for 2 weeks. And then he has to make up the money because he has a certain amount of expenses every month. So he has to make the extra money because for 2 weeks he cannot work. He cannot drive his taxi. So financially, now he has to calculate in advance to making much, much more money. So he was working long hours, as many hours as he could, because he needed the extra money when he is going for a Christmas holiday. So for 2 weeks, he cannot make any income. And then one more friend of mine who is working with Amazon, self-employed, the same situation. So when he went for the summer holiday, he said he had to work 2 weeks extra hard in order to make up the money what they spent. But the most importantly is the money they couldn't earn because he was on holiday. So that's like a traditional businesses. So the first category of people, if they are successful in that kind of business, usually what happens, they make plenty money, plenty income, but they don't have time. The second lifestyle is the opposite. Some people don't make a lot of money, but they have plenty free time, not the ideal lifestyle. And most people, they are struggling a kind of environment where they don't have enough income, but also for that small income, they have to go to work 5 times, 6 times a week, and then they kind of ending up not enough free time and not enough income. They are always complaining about, for example, I don't have enough money or I have no time. And the last category, what everybody's dreaming about, is to have plenty income and plenty free time at the same time. I'm asking people usually, what are the 4 things what you wish to have your lifestyle? The 4 words, except of happiness. What would you say if you want to choose 4 words, the most important for you in the rest of your life? And most people say family, money, health, and free time. And free time is the new currency in the business world. We have so many business people. I have a friend, I'm just going to have a meeting today. I have a friend in Hungary, extremely successful. He has loads of money, also in construction business. And then, and he's always saying that the most terrible thing is that he has everything, but he cannot spend enough time with his kids. So asset is actually opposite word for liabilities. Liabilities is anything taking money out from your bank account. Asset is anything putting money into your bank account. Just a couple of examples for a passive income. If you build a kind of software like Microsoft or any application, most people, they will love it. What's happening, you're gonna work 1-2 years maybe to build this application, but once you finish this application and people still using it and buying it, you can make money even when you are not building the application anymore. Or best-selling books, Harry Potter, it took, I think, 2 years, 2.5 years to read this book, to write this book, sorry. Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley are extremely good examples. Whatever they were created from music reality, they earning income with that asset, what they created even when they passed away. And the last most well-known example is the passive income of a real estate. If you own a real estate, but very important, if you don't live in the real estate, if you don't live in your house and you don't own any money to the bank, so all the income, if you're renting out your house, all the income is yours, then it's a kind of passive income. I want to come back to this example, but to explain you the difference between an active income and passive income, I just want to show you one more picture, which is demonstrate very, very well. The idea is the lifestyle. What we are creating is this picture. This picture is when most people, they are spending their life by carrying the buckets of water from the river or from the spring by hand. And every day, every week, if you want to have water, you have to go back to the river or the spring and to get your water. But what we do when we build our network marketing business, is actually we are building a pipeline. So in full time, we are still carrying the buckets of water because we need, of course. But what we do, we sacrifice our free time in the evenings and the weekends and part-time when we start building the pipeline. At the beginning, is not going to give you water straight away. You need vision, you need faith, you need to believe your sponsor that the pipeline, what you are building, it will produce and it will carry water for your home. And then you have your freedom, because you can have the water even if you are not carrying the buckets of water anymore when your ASEA business is big enough, and then your business is generating income even if without activity. So back to the real estate, people don't understand the value of this business. And let's take an example of 2,000 euro or 2,000 pounds, 2,000 euro income, passive income. Now, I have a fantastic book from Robert Kiyosaki, The Business of the 21st Century. There's another book, The Business School by Robert Kiyosaki, and it's explaining very, very well. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how you live your life, how you earn your money. So you can earn a lot of money in many, many different ways. For example, you can make a lot of money illegally. For example, selling drugs or selling guns or I don't know, whatever illegal things. You can make a lot of money. But the risk there that anytime you can be killed or anytime you can be taken for the prison and the rest of your life you're going to stay in the prison. So this is one kind of idea is I wouldn't recommend to anybody to do. Or another kind of example, what I say, some people, they make a lot of money when they go for fishing, king crab legs, or fish in the Northern Sea by Alaska. The weather is terrible, it's extremely, extremely cold, and it's raining all the time. So when you are in this fishing boat, day and night, the boat is in terrible, terrible condition, the weather. So the boat is always going like this, and then you are all the time on the rain, you are all the time frozen cold, and this kind of work, you are far away from your family, you can still make a good income, this kind of jobs. So once again, it's not the money what you earn, is the way how you earn your money is also very important. And then back to the traditional businesses, I remember, I never forget that when I was living in Dublin, when I was living in Ireland, I went for an interview with a guy. He had 3 or 4 restaurants. My background is restaurant manager. And then that guy was very successful. All the restaurants, what he owned, it was actually very successful, and he made a lot of money. And we were talking about it, his success. And I told him, wow, how successful you are, and that it's really great, really good for you. And he said me one sentence I would never forget in my life. And he said, Zoltán, if you want to make money, the restaurant business is a very, very good business. But if you want to have freedom, never, never, never think about to open a restaurant. Once you open a restaurant, you're going to lose your freedom forever. And this guy had 4 restaurants. So we were in the trip last week, and then the work what I did is actually sharing pictures with my team and spending times with the friends and the founder of the company, and then spending time with Onet. The kids, of course, they stayed home, so we didn't bring the kids. But the kind of freedom what this business can give, you know, I rather earn. I prefer to earn 250,000 pounds a year and living truly freedom, financial freedom, family freedom, personal freedom, time freedom. Then I would rather than not to earn, let's say, $1 million a year, and then I have to be at work all the time, or I have to be in the sea, on the ocean, and not seeing my family and this kind of thing. So I wouldn't choose that kind of lifestyle. And then when people think about the income, let's take an example. If you earn from your ASEA business, let's say just only 3,000 euro income, Now, imagine the value of a passive income of 3,000 euro income if it's passive. And of course, at the beginning, when your team is small, you have to be there, because if you leave your team, your business will disappear. It's obvious. But 3,000 euro compare passive income and active income, you can have a good job. You can find a good job. You're gonna study in a good university. You're gonna spend a couple of years to get a good education, and you can find a good job, which going to pays you 3,000 euro. But as a passive income, if we take the real estate business, to own 3,000 euro, how many houses you have to own without any mortgage to the bank in order to earn 3,000 euro passive income? So please calculate it, how much money you have to deposit to the bank to earn interests of 3,000 euro monthly income. That incredible value. If you calculate this, I believe it's incredible value. And then, of course, not just the lifestyle, not just the lifestyle, not just the income, what I would say is the personal development you go through. I see people, they earn a lot of money and they have the personality, what they have is actually terrible. They have no friends because the personality they have, people try to avoid them, try to go far away from them, and they have a miserable life. They are not happy. So the personal development, when you go through with this business, when people say no, when your team is giving you hard time, or when all this goes through, is you are growing. It's always two ways. Everything is in the growing. If you are doing the activity, it's either your business growing or you are growing as a person. But we need both, because if you are not grow as a person personally, how you gonna handle a big organization if you are not the person for the person to handle this? So we need both. We need business growth, but we need personal growth. So any no's you get, any hard time, any difficulties, any disappointment you get, it's making you to grow, to become a better person, a stronger person, to become a leader. Thank you again for the opportunity to share with you my thoughts, and it was a really great pleasure to be here with you today as well, this morning as well. Thank you, Eduard. Thank you, everybody.
Zoltán, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing, and please remind me to never open a restaurant.
You can only if you want to have a hobby and you're not going to make money with that. Yes. Then you can enjoy the restaurant.
Exactly. Thank you, Zoltán. Our last guest speaker of the day is Diamond Executive Morten Andersen. Morten, like Sissel and like Zoltán, also qualified first place for our Winter Wonderland trip, and this is a very impressive performance. So Morten will now share how to use incentive and how to use events to recruit here at ASEA. So Morten.
All right, thank you, Edward. And wow, I really liked what you said about the passive income, Zoltán. Very important stuff, and that has actually a lot to do with what I feel is the biggest advantage with ASEA. And that is actually what I call the freedom lifestyle, which is basically what you have talked about, Zoltán. The possibility to have freedom. And freedom is not necessarily only money, it's also the time. And being able to travel to these kind of trips that we have just done, most people cannot just do that in the middle of a working week or in a period where most people are normally at work. And so I think what I like what Eric Worre says. He says that network marketing is the better way to do everything, because we can actually achieve that freedom lifestyle if you really want to. For some people, it might be to have a little bit of money beside a normal job that can contribute a lot to their financial situation. But for others that really have big goals and that works the right way with ASEA for a while, for a year or 2 or 3, they can actually get into this situation with the freedom lifestyle. And I feel that the freedom lifestyle is something that so many people actually really want, but they have more or less stopped dreaming about it. They have, I mean, if a person is like, let's say 50 years old or 40 years old, and they have worked their whole life, and they haven't really gotten there. They are still going to their normal job every morning. And that they go on a few vacations every year when their boss says that it's okay to go on a vacation, when they have free time from their job. But then again, if they're self-employed, they have a problem with the finances again, because they might need to work extra hard in the beginning, as you said, Zoltán. And then here comes ASEA with the possibility to get people to have the real sense of freedom, which includes the money and it includes the time. Now, this is not something everybody in ASEA will do, absolutely not, but it is an equal possibility for everybody. That's what we need to tell people. It's an equal possibility if you want it and you follow a plan and you ask for help from your upline and sponsor. Use the tools that we have available. This is actually something everybody can achieve if they really want to. So for me, freedom lifestyle is actually the key, the most important thing that we could talk to people about. It doesn't mean that everybody wants it or will achieve it, but everybody has the possibility. And I think finding people that wants a freedom lifestyle, finding those people will probably be the most important thing you can do in order for you to get that lifestyle. So looking for people that wants the freedom lifestyle and is willing to do what it takes to get there, very, very important. So freedom lifestyle can be different things for different people. Here's a pictures of lots of travels, but not only travels, just the possibility to use your free time, for example, to go fishing with your kids or whatever, things like that. Or it might be also that you live in a nice house. It can be different things for different people. And we know that with ASEA, we can give people good health, we can give them freedom, but the nice thing is that we can do this in a way that works for each person and based on what they want in life, because again, people are different. That is why I normally show people this picture. No matter if I have a webinar or if I use a video or how I do it, this is the picture I show people about what ASEA can be for them. Because sometimes we focus a lot on the health part, that we have great products that can help them with different health issues or make them look and feel younger, things like that. Or we focus on earning a little bit more money or earning money. But the fact is that the freedom people can get also, the feeling of freedom and the possibility to do what you like with your time and do things that most other people do not do. That is a very important aspect, I think. And then we have the fact of having fun, travel, experience. A lot of people like that. And then, of course, helping others and contribute to the world. So we have all of this. This is like what Oldenburger always says, the smorgasbord, the whole picture of what ASEA can give to people. And people can pick and choose what is most important for me right now. And for many people, what is important will change over time also. Some people might start with ASEA because of a health issue or that they want to help other people, but then they will change and find out that, wow, experiences and travels and having fun is maybe the most important thing for them after a while, or something else. So showing people the whole picture could be a good thing when you do presentations. Now, we know that people are different, and I remember many years ago I had a few meetings or through a few webinars and conferences where I met Tom Big Al Schreiter. Have you ever, any one of you met Tom Schreiter before? Big Al? He has written a lot of great books about network marketing, and one of the books I like the most is actually the one about the 4 personality types. And the 4 personality types, sometimes they are called red and green and blue. Sometimes they use some names of animals. It's a lot of, or they use different words like supporters and different things. But the concept with this is that people are different. What motivates one person is not necessarily the same as motivates another one. So for one person, it might be money and the possibility to be their own boss and not having a boss. For others, it might be to help others and to really do good in the world. That is the most important thing. For others, it might be traveling and experiences and meeting people and having fun. So people are different. And the question is, the person you are talking to right now, what kind of person is that person, what is most important for that person, and talking mostly about what motivates that person might be a very good way to do a presentation. Other challenge is that when you do a presentation, and especially if there's a lot of people there, or you do a presentation by sending a person a video, you cannot necessarily find out exactly what is triggering that person. So you might cover something more generic, like saying a little bit about money, a little bit about helping, a little bit about this and that. So that's why we always suggest to cover all of these things. Even if you are talking to, let's say, a business person that is mostly focused on money, still talk a little bit about the traveling, the helping part, and so on and so on. All of the parts that is important, because the fact is that every person has a little bit of all of these colors. Everybody has a small wish of going for nice travels or experiences, even if they might be their most important motivation factor might be to help others, or whatever it is. So always cover these things. And that brings us back to all the nice travels we can have with ASEA. For me, the traveling is one of the most important things, or actually I would say experiencing things. And with ASEA, I can do that because actually I have the time freedom to do it. Like Zoltán says, that being away for a week in Finland, while other people cannot really do that because they have an employer, they need to ask for time off, or they might be self-employed and they need to earn a lot of money in order just to be away from work for a week. But that is something that has been the most important thing for me, actually, to have that freedom to be able to do that. So I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was thinking, what have I actually done the last year in relationship with ASEA, or which has something to do with ASEA with regards to experiences and traveling? So I found out that last 15 months I have been in South Africa 2 weeks with ASEA. I have been in Barcelona. I was there for the convention last year for a few extra days. Really, really great, with a lot of great friends. Just a month ago, we were in Hawaii, and I extended that a little bit to actually 2 weeks, and visited 3 different islands there. Of course, that had something to do with the diamond trip with ASEA. Then we were in Las Vegas. This is actually not a picture from Las Vegas, but it's taken just outside Las Vegas for the ASEA convention there. And of course, we had the convention in Dallas the year before with my good friends Sepp and Jessica here, as you can see in the picture. And I had a meeting in Australia, also had a lot to do with ASEA. And then we had the Finland trip, which was an absolutely amazing trip. And by the way, I just added a picture of nice food, because that is something I really, really, really enjoy. Gourmet, very nice food. And this picture was taken actually from my trip to South Africa. Now, this is just the things I have experienced, which has something to do with ASEA-related trips the last 15 months. Now, does this attract everyone? No. But it attracts a lot of people, not necessarily going to these places, but the possibility to do it, having the ability to actually do these things, have the money to do it, have the time to do it, and have the passive income to be able to do it. And I feel that this is something we can and should use more often when we inform new people about what ASEA can be for them. That is my point. Because too often we talk mainly about the product. We talk about redox signaling. We talk about what it can do to your face or your skin or whatever it might be. But for many people, that might not be their biggest motivation factor. The biggest motivation factor might be other things, like, for example, being able to travel, experience new things, meet new friends, and things like that. So I just wanted to tell you that talk about everything. Even if you are sitting together with a person that might be most focused on health, still touch into the other things, for example, about experiences or possibility to earn money or even freedom. And for some people, freedom is a strange thing, because freedom very often means that we work with ASEA until, beside a normal job, until we have the possibility to leave that job and have the full-time freedom. And that might seem like a very, very big stretch for a lot of people. They can often not see themselves doing that. But just giving them some hints that this is actually possible. This is something a lot of people has already done. Think about all the diamonds that there is in ASEA. And as far as I understand, last year, we doubled the number of diamonds in the world. So there are people going diamonds all the time, and it will be more and more in the coming years. And the diamonds are the typical level where people normally leave their job and start full-time with ASEA. And full-time with ASEA means that you have that freedom. Now, will that happen to everybody? No. Will everybody be motivated by that? Not necessarily. But giving people a little bit of information that this is actually possible, show them some picture, talk about the trips you have been to, or even better, talk about the trips that will happen in the near future, even if you haven't been on one. And here comes a thing. If you go to ASEA, the ASEA Global page on YouTube, there is a lot of videos here, as you can see, about the coming trips. You have, for example, a video here about the coming Ascent in Croatia, and the Diamond Summit in Rome, and some other trips. Legacy Experience in Bali, and you have the convention in 2020 in Anaheim in California, and so on. So there are some tools here that you can actually use to show people the kind of trips we are going on, the kind of trips that is possible for everybody to attend. So my recommendation is just to use experiences, travels, as a part of what you present, because more people than you would know would like to have more experiences and free time and freedom in their life. So, and basically more people would like the freedom lifestyle. So that's what I wanted to share with you.
Morten, thank you very much. So, well, I think we all agree that ASEA is not only product, ASEA is not only a culture, but ASEA is also opportunities. And what you just mentioned, travels and events are exactly part of this opportunity. So thank you very much for sharing with us, Morten. To finish this call, I would like first, of course, thanks Sissel, Zoltán, and Morten for sharing their knowledge with us today. I would like to say thank you to every one of you who took the time to join and listen to us today. And because this is the last call of the year, I would like, on behalf of the entire European team, I would like to wish you, all of you, a relaxed holiday season with your friends and family, and of course, Merry Christmas. And I hope to see each and every one of you in Lyon at the end of January for our European conference. So thank you very much. Have a good time. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.